Greetings, this is Doc Ock coming at you live and direct tonight from Black Facts Headquarters Central with another installment of Doc Ock at noon and 9. Okay. Well, we are making some progress. Still wrestling with our technological entities around here, but we are making good progress. So, without further ado, let's get with it. Let's get down to the real deal tonight. Number one, if you're watching this on Facebook, give us a like. Number two, if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. And then third, but not least, go ahead and be like a beast and let everybody know over there in the East and out there in the West that Black Facts is still the best for delivering on a regular basis information about our culture and our history. We've done it in a number of different ways. We've turned things around, done it in reverse, and then we do it again, unrehearsed through the universe. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to give you our proverb for tonight. And the proverb for tonight is, when you play Warri with God, you get no seed. When you play Warri with God, you get no seed. So you may realize that that is what we said we were going to do, one of our Mancala proverbs. Yes, that's true. One of our Mancala proverbs. And that one, again, is from Ghana. Okay? I believe from the Akan people in Ghana. Yeah, should be another Akan proverb. Meanwhile, let's carry on with the carrying on. And we're going to move right on into our, let's see if I can get there to the page 1. There we go. We're going to move right on into our selection for the evening on none other than Granville T. Woods. And yes, if you think we did something on Granville earlier, we did. And we're doing another one tonight. We might do another one at another time in the future, because each time we do it a little differently. And you might catch something this time you didn't catch before. So they could stand to be, some of them could stand to being repeated. But we're getting ready to move into our modern section on our Black inventors, scientists, and healers. And we're going to be bringing you more people that are in the present or closer to our day. Some of them may still be alive, actually. So, but these are some of the older ones that we don't want to forget. So Granville T. Woods, engineer and inventor, born on April 23rd, 1856 in Columbus, Ohio. At that time in America, most black folks were slaves. However, Granville's parents were free. They were very, very poor, but they were still free. And they sent Granville to school as often as they could afford to. Now, keep in mind, before it was all over with, Granville T. Woods earned more than 50 patents for 50 inventions. And people often like to call him the Black Edison, although we'd rather call Edison the White Woods. How's that sound? Yeah, let's think about that for a minute. Okay, now let's see if I can get this thing to, I'm pressing the wrong button. That's why it wasn't working. Okay, there we go. When something happened that changed his life. Sorry, son, but we need your help. You're going to have to leave school. It's okay, Dad. I'll find a job. Little Granville was lucky that he found a job in a railroad machine shop doing hard but unskilled labor instead of farm work or odd jobs. Still eager to learn, he taught himself many of the jobs there. I give you half my pay each week if you'll teach me more mechanics, he says to one of his foremen there. Much later, you've learned all I know. What's next? Come on. There we go. At 16 years old, Granville moved on to Missouri and found work as a railroad fireman. By 17, he was one of the youngest railroad engineers in the whole country. While there, Woods studied electricity in his spare time, buying all the books that he could afford and borrowing those he couldn't. My people aren't allowed to use the library. Would you? Don't worry. I'll get the book for you. So sometimes you need help. You can't always do everything by yourself. At 20, Woods traveled to New York, where he worked 7 days a week and attended school in the evenings, studying electrical and mechanical engineering for 2 years. After finishing his course, he saw the world as an engineer on a British steamship, then back to the railroads as an engineer on the Danville Southern Line. But Woods was not promoted on several jobs because you know why. So he started his own business, making telephone, telegraph, and electrical equipment. He soon began to think of other things, steam power. His interest in steam-powered engines led to his becoming Granville T. Woods, the inventor. You've invented a better steam boiler furnace, and I got the patent for it too, sir. Daggone straight, I got the patent on that one. Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone about 8 years earlier, and like most inventions, improvements were often needed. Hello? 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 Can you speak a little louder? Hello? I can't hear you. Hello? But now that Woods started inventing, it seemed he couldn't stop. Next, he was granted a patent on a better telephone transmitter. This is Granville T. Woods speaking. It's louder. It's clearer, too. And all the way from Cincinnati. Wait until Alexander Graham Bell hears about this. Telegraph operators had to be highly skilled in the use of Morse code. But Woods invented the telegraphony, which did not require any skill and operated like a telephone or a telegraph. If either or both of us did not know Morse code, we could talk to each other using the same equipment. Very soon after, the American Bell Telephone Company bought this invention for a very large amount of money. Congratulations, Mr. Woods. Thank you very much, sir, he says to Alexander Graham Bell. Electric streetcars often stopped or broke down because of poor contact with the overhead power wires. Woods invented the trolley. It provided perfect contact between the streetcar and the power wires. Because of his invention, electric streetcars almost never broke down and were later called trolley cars. Right. Or maybe that first one was troller instead of troller, but we call them trolley cars. And if you go to Seattle today, you will still see these trolley cars going up and down the streets using a variation on the theme that he started in terms of how they connect to those overhead wires. Electric streetcars or trolley cars were very dangerous. Many large, bulky coils were used on the electric motor to adjust its power and change the car's speed. Oftentimes they got red hot and caused fires. Woods solved that problem too. He invented a combination of an electric motor and generator that was safe and did not overheat. It also controlled the motor's power, speed, provided a smoother ride, and saved 40% of the electric power. Woods made a similar invention that prevented theater fires that were often caused by an overload of electric power when the lights were dimmed. And just for your information, those dimmer switches, they're still posing a hazard. When our house caught fire and they went to do it working on the lights, one of the things they did is take out some of those dimmer switches because the dimmer switches were about to cause a problem. And you don't want a fire to start in your wall where by the time you see it, your house is already halfway burnt up. So watch out for dimmer switches. Serious accidents happen at night and in heavy fog or in tunnels. Signals don't always work. There was no sure way of preventing one train from crashing into another. Woods came to the rescue with a great invention, the induction telegraph system. It's a way to telephone or telegraph messages to and from a moving train. Also, between moving trains. Trains avoided accidents by informing each other of their locations. The railway dispatcher was also able to locate any train at a glance. Thomas Edison and other inventors claimed this invention. They took Woods to court, but he won after a very long legal battle. I'd like to buy your company, Mr. Woods, and have you come to work for us. Yeah, you know what, Thomas? I don't think so. So, no, he didn't like that idea at all. So even though Lewis Latimer was one of the early Edison pioneers, Granville T. Woods wasn't having it. Many big cities have subways and elevated train systems that are operated by electrical power. Train yards near or within cities often use electrical power to move the trains into and around the yards. Granville T. Woods invented an electrical rail power system that today is known as the third rail. And if you go to New York City, you'll see it on the subways. If you look down in the pit where the trains run at, and it runs along one side of the tracks and is the source of electrical power that moves the trains. Instead of being connected overhead, the connection is on that third rail that's on the ground. Woods continued inventing useful devices, automatic air brakes, automatic circuit breakers, electric egg incubator, electromagnetic brakes, and many, many, many other patents, too numerous to name right now. Several major corporations purchased many of his inventions. AT&T, Westinghouse, General Electric, otherwise known as GE, the American Engineering Company. When Granville T. Woods died on January 30th, 1910, his inventive ideas had improved all our lives and advanced our communication, transportation, and electrical appliance industries while making life safer to travel on the highways, the byways, and the rail lines, especially when they were electric. But even when they weren't, because before he came along, there was no way to send a message to a moving train other than stand by the side of the tracks and do like that. So Granville T. Woods, that's the man we had to thank for many of those inventions that today we don't even have to think about. We can think about other things, new inventions that we might want to make. Or we could think about doing things like what we do here at Black Facts, and that is recording the history that has already gone by. Because it's too often that our history is left unrecorded, and therefore it makes it appear as though black people have no history. But I tell you right now, we do, and we are gonna shout it from the rooftops. But right now, it's time to go into a whole nother phase, because it's the end of this here day. So all you little children out there need to take your little heads and lay them on your little pillows, on your little bed. Close those your eyes and wait on that sun to rise. And when you feel those sunbeams beaming down on your eyes, you'll know that it's time for you to rise and shine. No need to despise the sun in your eyes, because it's just letting you know it's time to rise and shine, oh children of mine. And in the meantime, all you adults out there, you know what you need to do. Go ahead, give us a like if you're watching on Facebook, a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube, and then go ahead and subscribe to the Tubular Black Facts channel, where we are about handling our business every single day, and we're going to do it the very best way we can. Peace out without a doubt, with justice, no less. And let me just say good night to Deron. Peace out. Until next time, we'll be black here with another rhyme at noon tomorrow. This is Doc Ock at noon and 9, signing off.